So coming to chapter 13, circles. We'll see what is a circle first. A circle, the path locus traced out by a moving point at a fixed distance from a fixed point is called a circle. The path, that is the locus, traced out by a moving point. This is a moving point, yeah, and which is a fixed distance from a fixed point. This is the fixed point O, and this path, the moving point which travels the path is at a fixed distance from this point, that is OA. It OA equals OB equals OC, whatever in whatever point this point travels, it is at a fixed distance from point O. So the figure which is obtained thus is called a circle. So we'll see a few points in a circle. That is, this is a circle and this is the center O, A, B. So AOB is the diameter of the circle. OA and OB are the radius of the circle. OA is the radius of the circle. OA. Alright. Radius of the circle. O is the center. O is of course the center of the circle. The diameter of the circle divides the circle into two semicircles. This is one semicircle. This is another semicircle. The quadrant is that sector which is 1/4 of the circle. A quadrant, QADRANT, is a sector which is 1/4 of a circle, and this is called the sector. Two radii, a continuous portion of the circumference is called an arc. A continuous portion of the circumference, this is called an arc. The part of a circle enclosed by two radii called the sector. Two radii, these are the two radii, and the part which is enclosed, this entire part, I'll shade it, this is called the sector. This circumference within the sector, circumference of a circle within the sector is known as the arc. The path which is enclosed by the part of the circle which is enclosed by two radii is called the sector. Alright, I hope you got the points clear. And the sector which is 1/4 of the circle is called the quadrant. A sector which is 1/4 of that of the circle is called a quadrant. So you have to remember these points. So now we'll see arcs and their measures. So suppose this is an arc, this is a circle, and this is a sector OAB. Alright, this is called an arc. This is the minor arc, and this entire AB is called the major arc. Alright, and this part is called the minor arc. Alright, so in other words, major arc is an arc which is greater than a semicircle. Minor arc is an arc which is less than the semicircle. Alright, in simple words. So now we'll take a look at a problem regarding arcs and their measures. So suppose this is a circle. Alright, DOE OE is the diameter, AOD is another diameter, OC is the radius, COD is 40 degree, 25 degree, DOE is 25 degree. We have to find measure of ABC, measure of CEA, measure of major arc CAE. M means major arc. Major arc ABC, major arc CEA, major arc CAE. So how do we find? We'll first find ABC. ABC. How do we find that? We know that BOE is a straight line. BOE is the straight line. So this total will be 180 degrees. So BOC becomes angle BOC is equals 180 degree minus 40 plus 25 degree. All right. So 180 degree minus 65 degree, that is 115 degree angle BOC. Angle BOC is 115 degree. All right. And we know AOD is the diameter, BOE is the diameter. All right. Angle AOD is the diameter, BOE is the diameter. So these two angles are vertically opposite angles. AOB and DOE are vertically opposite angles, so they are equal. That is, this angle becomes AOB becomes 25 degree. So now ABC, measure of major arc ABC, ABC becomes 115 angle BOC plus angle AOB, that is 115 degree plus 25 degree equals 140 degree. Measure of ABC. So ABC is 140 degree. Hence found out. Now CEA. We have to find CEA. So what means, what is CEA? CEA is measure of CEA, major arc CEA. This whole is 360 degree. So CEA becomes 360 degree minus ABC. 360 degree minus MABC, that is 115 plus 25. 360 degree minus 115 plus 25 degree equals 360 degree minus 140 degree equals 220 degree. Measure of CEA. CEA is 220 degree. And we have to find CAE. CAE, this one whole. So CAE becomes 360 degree minus 40 plus 25. CAE becomes 360 degree minus CDE, measure of CDE, that is 360 degree minus 40 plus 25, 360 degree minus 65, that is 295 degree. Measure of CAE becomes 295 degree. All right, I hope you got this. It is simple. We have to consider the excluding part, 360 degree minus the part which is excluded, and we find out that R, the measure of the R. It's very simple. I hope you got this problem. So now coming to few chord properties of circles. First property will look at theorem 1. Is a straight line drawn from the center of a circle to bisect a chord which is not a diameter is perpendicular to the chord. It states that in a circle, if a straight line, suppose point O and AB is the chord, theorem 1 states that A straight line from the center of the circle uh, is perpendicular. A straight line drawn from the center of the circle to bisect the chord which is not a diamond, which bisects the chord that is AD, that is AC. Let this point be C. AC equal to BC. Here the straight line OC is bisecting the chord AB, so it is perpendicular to the chord. We have to prove that. Alright, the straight line OC, we have to prove OC is perpendicular to AB. When the straight line is drawn from the center of a circle to the chord of a circle, then and bisects the chord, then that straight line is perpendicular to that chord of the circle. This we have to prove. So taking here proving part, how do we see? It's very simple. Taking triangle ACO and BCO, taking triangles ACO and BCO. Alright, so OA and OB are the radii. OA equals OB, radii, since they are equal, therefore they are equal, as they are the radii of the circle. Alright, now OC is the common arm of the two triangles, so they are equal, and it is given that the OC bisects AB, so AC equals BC. AC equals BC, given it's bisecting, that's why. So by SSS axiom, it is proved that triangle ACO is congruent to triangle BCO. After proving their congruency, after proving their congruency, we'll take by CPCT, angle ACO equals angle BCO. But ACB is a straight line. ACB equals 180 degree. Therefore, angle ACO plus angle BCO equals 180 degree. Since ACB is sum of angle ACO plus BCO, which is 180 degree, and ACO equals BCO, so twice of angle ACO equals 180 degree. So angle ACO becomes 90 degree. Since angle ACO is 90 degree, angle BCO 90 degree, therefore it is proved that OC is perpendicular to AB. Hence proved. I hope you got this theorem problem. It's very simple. Just we have to prove the congruency of the two triangles and take by CPCT this angle equals this angle, and we already know that ACB is 180 degree. So if the two angles are same, then the one angle, then both the angles are 90 degree each, and hence OC is perpendicular to AB. Now coming to the next theorem, I'll just turn this page. Coming to the next theorem, a straight line drawn from a center of a circle perpendicular to the chord bisects the chord, that is OD perpendicular to AB, then AD is equal to B. Okay, it is just the converse of this theorem, the previous theorem which we had shown. Suppose AB is the chord of the circle and OC is the straight line from center to the chord. Let us join OC and OB. Then we have seen it is given that OC is perpendicular to AB. It is given. Now we have to prove that AC equals BC. That is, the straight line bisects the chord of the circle. So how do we do that? Again, taking these two triangles ACO and BCO. It is same. We have to prove the congruency. How do we do that? OA equals OB. Alright, OA equals OB. Since these two are the radii of the circle, OC equals OC. OC equals OC, since this is the common arm of the triangles, and it is given that ACO equals BCO, since both are 90 degrees. Since OC is perpendicular to AB, angle ACO and angle BCO both are 90 degrees. So by RHS axiom, here we have taken RHS axiom because right angle hypotenuse side axiom of the two triangles, the triangles ACO and triangle BCO are congruent to each other. After proving the congruency by CPCT, we conclude that AC equals BC. Hence it is proved that the straight line OC from the center bisects the chord. Since AC equals BC, the chord AB is bisected at C. I hope you got this. It's very simple, just the converse of the previous theorem. Now coming to another theorem of the circle. All right, it states that only one circle can be drawn through 3 points not lying on the same straight line. All right, these are the 3 points not lying on the same straight line. All right, let me repeat the theorem again. It is given that only one circle can be drawn through 3 points not lying on the same straight line. That is, these are 3 points A, B, C which do not lie on the same straight line. These are, you can see, they do not lie on the same straight line. So only one circle can be drawn through these 3 points. This needs to be proved. How do we do that? So we have to draw the perpendicular bisectors of AB and BC. All right, BC will draw here and perpendicular bisector will draw here. All right, I'm sorry, this is not the perpendicular bisector. I'll draw the figure again. Actually, this figure needs to be drawn very properly so that confusion is not there. All right, I'll just draw that figure again. This is the circle. These are the 3 points A, B, C. First I'll draw the perpendicular bisectors of both. So suppose this is O. So what we have done here, we have drawn the perpendicular bisectors of the two arms of the triangles thus formed. That is AB. This is the perpendicular bisector of AB. All right, and suppose PQ, let this be PQ. PQ is the perpendicular bisector of AB and MN is the perpendicular bisector of BC. We have drawn. So the perpendicular bisectors intersect at point O and we join OC, AOC. All right, we have made the construction like this. So now we have drawn the perpendicular. Please remember, PQ is the perpendicular bisector of AB. We saw that if AB is the chord of a circle and PQ bisects AB as well as is perpendicular to it, this line should originate from the center of the circle. All right, this line should originate from the center of the circle. So here OA becomes OA and OB becomes the radii of the circle. All right, since PQ is the perpendicular bisector of AB, so ultimately means PQ is meeting at O, PQ is passing through O, so O should be the center of the circle here in this case. So OA equals OB. All right, in the first case, as 2 become the radii of the circle because they are starting from point O and meeting the circle at A and B. respectively. So OA equals OB here. Similarly, MN is the perpendicular bisector of BC. So MN is the perpendicular, it bisects BC as well as is perpendicular to it. So it should pass when it's passing through O is the same point which is means which should be the center of the circle, and OB and OC are starting from the center of the circle and are and they are touching the circle at B and C. So OB equals OC because they become the radii of the circle. Alright, so this is equation 1 and equation 2. So in the from equation 1 and equation 2 we get OA equals OB equals OC. As a result, we get that this is a circle with center O and radii OA, OB and OC. We get this. So it is automatically proved that only one circle with center O and radii OA, OB and OC can be drawn from 3 points A, B, C. Can pass through 3 points A, B, C which are not on the same straight line. It is proved. The proving part is a bit tricky. We have to just take the perpendicular bisectors and prove that O is the center of the circle with OA, OB and OC as the radii of the circle, and thus since OA, OB, OC are radii of the circle with center O, it is automatically proved that the circle with center O has 3 points, passes through 3 points A, B, C, and only one circle can be drawn like that. Hence this part is proved. I hope you got this. So coming to the next theorem, we'll prove that equal chords of a circle are equidistant from the center. So how do we do that? This is a circle. So AB and CD are equal chords of the circle. O is the center. So we have to prove that equal chords of the circle are equidistant from the center. So if a line from O is meeting at P, AB at P, and line from O is meeting at Q, meeting CD at Q, so we have to prove OP equals OQ. We have to prove. So how do we do that? We will simple draw the radii here, okay, so that we get two triangles AOP and COQ. We have to prove OP equals OQ equals equal chords are equidistant from the center. AB and CD are two equal chords, they are given. So we have to prove they are equidistant from the center. O is the center, so we have to prove OP equals OQ. How do we do that? So we will first take this. We know a line from the center of the circle which meets the chord at a point, any point, is the perpendicular bisector of that chord. In the earlier theorems we have seen this. So now this OP becomes the perpendicular bisector of AB, OQ becomes the perpendicular bisector of CD. Alright, so triangle A, so we get AP equals half of AB and CQ equals half of CD. Alright, so AB and CD, AB equals CD, it is given AB equals CD, so AP becomes equal to CQ. Alright, AP becomes equal to CQ. Also OA equals OC, they are the radii of the same circle, and since OP is perpendicular to AB and CQ is perpendicular to OQ is perpendicular to CD, so angle APO and angle CQO are right angles, 90 degree, so they are equal. As a result, in this case we have the right angle of two triangles, the hypotenuse equal to another hypotenuse and two sides are equal. So by RHS axiom RHS axiom we take, these two triangles are congruent to each other. So triangle APQO is congruent to triangle COQ. Alright, triangle APO is congruent to triangle COQ, we have proved. CQO, or we can write CQO. Triangle APO is congruent to CQO. After proving their congruency by CPCT, we will take OP equals OQ. Hence it is proved OP equals OQ. This is very simple, as you can see. So hence it is proved. Now we will take a look at some important theorems regarding the chord of a circle. So the one important result is the angular bisector of the angle between two equal chords of a circle passes through the center. Suppose this is a circle, alright. At point A, we draw two equal chords of a circle. These are two equal chords of the circle. One is AB and another is AC. Alright, these are two equal chords of the circle. So the angular, we have to prove that the angular bisector of the angle between two, this is the angle between angle BAC is the angle between the two equal chords of the circle. So we have to prove the angular bisector of the angle between the two equal chords of the circle passes through the center. That is, this OD, AD passes through center O. Alright, we have to prove that. We join BC, this is the O, this is the center O. We have to prove it passes through center O and let this point be M. Alright, we have to prove that the AD passes through O, which is the angular bisector. That is, angle BAC is divided into two equal angles, bisected, as it is bisected. So now, taking triangle BAM and CAM, these two becomes triangle. Taking these two triangles BAM and CAM, we have AB equals AC. Since they are two equal chords, it is given. Alright, AM equals AM, since that is the common arm, and angle BAM equals to angle CAM, as the angle is bisected by the angular bisector. So by SAS axiom, side angle side axiom, we get that BAM is congruent to CAM. Triangle BAM is congruent to triangle CAM. After proving the congruency, we get that BM equals CM. We get this equals this. We'll take by CPCT. BM equals CM, as well as angle AMB equals angle AMC. Angle AMB equals angle AMC. Alright, this angle equals this angle we will take. Now, but BMC is a straight line, we know. So angle AMB plus angle AMC, AMB plus AMC equals 180 degree. So angle AMB, since both are equal and their sum is 180 degree, angle AMB becomes 90 degree. As a result, this becomes the perpendicular angle. This becomes, AM becomes perpendicular to BC. Since angle AMB and angle AMC both are 90 degree, so AM becomes perpendicular to BC. As a result, and BC is bisected by CPCT, we have proved BM equals MC. BM equals MC. Therefore, AD becomes the perpendicular bisector of BC. From CPCT, we conclude that AD becomes the perpendicular bisector of BC. And we know the perpendicular bisector always for BC, let BC be a chord of the circle, and the perpendicular bisector of the chord passes through the center of the circle. Hence, it is proved that AD passes through the center, which is point O of the circle. Hence, it is proved. I hope you got the problem. uh, we have taken these two triangles, we have proved their congruency. After proving their congruency by CPCT, we have taken this side equals this side, that is BC is bisected by AD, and we have taken that this angle equals this angle, but their sum is, since their sum is 180 degree, therefore angle AMB becomes 90 degree. As a result, we have proved that apart from being AD being the bisector of chord BC, AD is also perpendicular to BC, since angle AMB becomes 90 degree. Now in earlier theorems we have seen that the chord AD, if it is bisecting another line AD, if it is bisecting, it is a perpendicular bisector to another a chord BC. BC is the chord and AD is the perpendicular bisector to the chord. It automatically should pass through the center of the circle in order to fulfill the theorems. In order to fulfill the requirement of the theorem. As a result, hence it is proved that AD passing through the center of the circle, which is point O. I hope you got this problem. It is a very important result regarding chord of a circle. So we'll take a look at two more properties of chords shortly. So now taking this chord property, we have to show that if two circles intersect, then the line joining their centers is perpendicular bisector of the common chord. That is, let there be two circles. These are the two circles. They intersect each other, and A and B be the centers of the two circles, and PQ, let PQ be the common chord which is passing like this between the circles. So we have to prove that the line joining the two centers of the two circle, that is AB, A is the center, B is the center, the line joining the center of the two circle AB is the perpendicular bisector of PQ. That is, AB is perpendicular bisector of PQ. We have to prove that. So now we'll join AP, BP, AQ and BQ for convenience. Now taking first, I'll show this here only, taking triangle APB and AQB. We know, taking first triangle APB and AQB, we know AP AP equals AQ, since they are the two radii of the same circle. AP equals AQ. Similarly, BP equals BQ, since they are the two radii of the another circle. Two radii of the other circle, so they are equal. AP equals AQ, BP equals BQ, and AB is common between them. So by SSS axiom, we have proved that triangle APB is congruent to triangle AQB. Alright. After proving their congruency by CPCT, now by CPCT we'll take angle PAB equals angle QAB, angle PAB equals angle QAB. Alright, now we'll take this point as M. Let us take this point as M. Now taking triangle PMA and QMA, these two triangles will take, and only these two triangles, PMA and QMA. Alright, we just proved by CPCT this angle is equal to this angle. Alright, PAM equal QAM. So now we already have PA equals AQ, AP equals AQ, that is AP equals AQ, since they are the radii of the same circle. Alright, AM equals AM, since it is the common arm of between the two triangles PMA and QMA. Alright, and we just proved by CPCT that angle PAB equals angle QAB, therefore angle PAM equals angle QAM. So by SAS axiom we can prove that triangle PMA is congruent to triangle QMA. After proving their congruency, we can take by again by CPCT, PM equals QM and angle PMA equals angle QMA. I hope you got me. First we'll take these two big triangles. After that, after proving their congruency, we'll take angle PAB equals angle QAB by CPCT. After that, we'll take these smaller triangles. All right, these two smaller triangles PAM and QAM. After we'll prove their congruency. We will prove their congruency by SAS axiom, as AP equals AQ, AM is the common arm, and we just proved by CPCT that PAM equals angle QAM. Therefore, by SAS axiom we get PAM triangle equals is congruent to QAM triangle. As a result, again by CPCT we get PM equals QM and angle PMA, this angle PMA equals QMA. Now PM equals QM and PMA equals QMA. We know PQ is a straight line and PMA plus QMA equals 180 degree and PMA equals QMA. Therefore PMA equals 90 degree. Hence, since PM equals QM and PMA is 90 degree, hence it is proved that AB is the perpendicular bisector of PQ. I hope you got this problem. It is a very important result regarding chords of circles. Now we'll see another property regarding chords. Here is some space. I'll just show it here. We have to show that of any two chords of a circle, the one which is greater is nearer to the center. Suppose there are two chords of a circle. This is the center, right? O. Chord AB is nearer to the center, all right, and chord CD is farther away from the center than AB. So we have to prove that OP is less than OQ. That is, AB is nearer to the center than CD. That is, OP is less than OQ. We have to prove. Alright, we'll first join OA and OC. We'll first join OA and OC. They are the radii of the same circle, so they are equal. Now we know that if AB is a chord, then a line from the center, O is the center of the circle. Here it is given. So any line from the center on the chord is the perpendicular bisector of the chord. So OP is the perpendicular bisector of AB. Alright, so here AB is greater than, here it is given, we have taken AB greater than CD. Alright, AB we have taken greater than CD. I hope you got this problem. AB greater than CD. So half of AB is also greater than half of CD. Alright, so here, since OP is the perpendicular bisector of AB and OQ is the perpendicular bisector of CD, so half of AB becomes AP, it can be taken as AP, and half of CD can be taken as CQ. So AP is greater than CQ. Alright, AP is greater than CQ. I hope you got up till now what I have said. Now Since OP is perpendicular to AP, OQ is perpendicular to CD, therefore we can take Pythagoras theorem, that is, I'll take it here only, OA square equals AP square plus OP square, AP square plus OP square, and OC square equals CQ square plus OQ square. Alright, so OA and OC are the radii of the same circle, we know. So OA equals OC, hence we get AP square plus OP square equals CQ square plus OQ square. Hence we get AP square plus OP square equals CQ square plus OQ square. Now we know, from this we know AP is greater than CQ. AP has been proved to be greater than CQ. Since AP is greater than CQ, so what makes since AP here is greater than CQ, so automatically what satisfies the means this equation, AP square plus OP square equals CQ square plus OQ square, it is OP square should be less than OQ square. Alright, OP square is less than OQ square, then only it satisfies the equation. So since OP square, I'll write it here, OP square is less than OQ square, so OP is less than OQ. So OP is less than OQ, it is proved in this problem. I hope you got this one. Just by simple taking Pythagoras theorem, it is already given that AB is greater than CD, so half of AB is greater than half of CD, that is AP is greater than CQ. Again, just by taking simple Pythagoras theorem, OQ is the hypotenuse, since this is right angle, AO is the hypotenuse since this is right angle, so AO square equals AP square plus OP square, and OC square equals OQ square plus CQ square. Alright, after we have the OA and OC are equal, therefore OA square equals OC square since they are the radii of the same circle. So AP square plus PO square equals CQ square plus OQ square. Now we have AP greater than CQ, so AP square should be greater than CQ square, it is automatically same. So what satisfies this formula, AP square plus OP square equals CQ square plus OQ square, when AP square is greater than CQ square, that is OP square should be less than OQ square. If OP square is less than OQ square, then only the above formula is satisfied. As a result, since OP square less than OQ square, so OP is less than OQ, and hence it is proved that the larger chord, that is AB, is nearer to the center, that is O, since OP is less than OQ. Similarly, a converse of this theorem is also there, that if any two chords of the circle AB and CT, the one which is nearer, that is if OP is less than OQ, then AB is greater than CD. AB is the larger chord is nearer to the center. It can be proved in the same way only. It can be proved in the same way only. It is the converse of this theorem. Just in this theorem we had proved that AB is greater than CD, so OP is less than OQ. In the converse, it will be given that OP is less than OQ, we have to prove AB greater than CD. That's all. And also remember another property, any two chords, suppose this is a circle, any two chords which are equidistant from the center, that is O is the center, if they are equidistant from the center, let these be two chords AB and CD. These are two chords which are equidistant from the center. OE is equal to OF, then AB equals CD, then these two chords are equal. It's very simple. Now we'll take a look at some examples. Now we'll take a look at few examples regarding chords of a circle. it is given that AB and CD are two parallel chords of a circle with center O such that they are 3 centimeters apart, that is MN is 3 centimeter, and it is given that AB is 4 centimeter, AB equals 4 centimeter and CD equals 10 centimeter. So we have to find the radius of the circle. We have to find OA or OC, radius of the circle. Alright, so how do we do that? Now we'll take since O is the center and OM is perpendicular, OM is the point from the center to chord OM. OM is the line which meets AB from the center of the circle. So AB is the chord. So OM is the perpendicular bisector of AB. As a result, since OM is perpendicular bisector of AB, this angle becomes 90 degree. Angle OMA becomes 90 degree, and AM is half of AB. All right, half of 4, that is 2 centimeter AM. Similarly, ON is perpendicular bisector, since ON is the line from the center to the chord CD of the circle. Hence ON becomes the, according to theorem, ON becomes the perpendicular bisector of CD. As a result, CN is equal to half of CD, that is half of 10 equals 5 centimeter CN. Alright, now according to Pythagoras theorem, we have OA square, that is the hypotenuse, equals AM square plus OM square, AM square plus OM square. So we have OM square. Alright, so we can take it as, we can take ON as x centimeter. ON, this distance we can take x centimeter. Alright, take it as x centimeter for our convenience. So OA square becomes, AM becomes 2 centimeter, 2 square, OA square becomes 2 square plus OM square. OM becomes, this MN distance is 3 centimeter, so x plus 3 whole square, and OC square becomes equal to OC square becomes CN square plus ON square, CN square plus ON square. So CN square becomes, CN is we found out 5 centimeter, so 5 square plus ON is x square. Alright, now OC equals OA, since they are the radii of the same circle, so OA square equals OC square. Therefore 2 square plus x plus 3 whole square equals 5 square plus x square. So 4 plus x square plus 9 plus 6x equals 5 square, plus that is 25 equals 25 plus x square. Alright, x square cancels out, so 6x equals 25 minus 13. 6x equals 12. Alright, so x becomes equal to 2. Alright, so we have to find the radius of the circle. Radius, we can take x equal to 2, x as 2, we have taken x equal to 2, so OA is the radius. We will take OA, 2 square plus 2 plus 3 whole square, 4 plus 5 square, 29 OA square, that is OA square equal to like that. So OA square becomes 29, OA equals root under 29, that is root under 29 is 5.4 centimeter. That is the radii of the circle is, radius of the circle is 5.4 centimeter. I hope you got this problem. It's simple. Just we'll take This distance Mn is given as 3 cm. We'll take On as x. By Pythagoras theorem, we'll take OA square. By Pythagoras theorem, we'll take OA square equals OC square, which is AM square plus OM square, that is x plus 3 whole square equals Cn square plus x square, and AM Cn equals half of AB and half of CD respectively. So the equation comes out like this. Equation 2 square plus x plus 3 whole square equals 5 square plus x square, which have solved. We get x, the value of x is 2. So we'll substitute in any of the above two equations, OA or OC, because both are the radii. We have substituted in OA. So OA square equals 2 square plus x is 2, x plus 3, 2 plus 3 whole square, which becomes 29. So root under 29 is 5.4 centimeter, which is the answer, which is the radii of the circle, radius of the circle. I hope you got this problem. So now coming to another problem. It's very simple. Let's take a simple problem and wind up the first part of this chapter. We have to show, I'll just draw the figure first, after that the proving part will come. These are two concentric circles, all right. This is perpendicular, all right. This is B, this is C, this is A, this is D. So this is the figure. We have to prove that two concentric circles intercept equal portions on any straight line that cuts them. That is, I'll explain in simple terms. If a line L is drawn so that it intersects two concentric circles at points A, this is A, B, C and D. Line L intersects two concentric circles at points A, B, C and D, alright. As shown in the figure, we have to prove AB equals CD. How do we do that? Alright, we have to prove AB equals CD, that is, this equals this. How do we do that? I'll just show the proof. Taking the inner concentric circle, we have O is the center, OM is the perpendicular, O is the center and OM is the line joining the chord BC. For the inner circle, the chord is BC. For the inside circle, the chord of the inside circle is BC. So OM is the line joining the center of this circle, inner circle, to the chord BC. So OM becomes the perpendicular bisector of BC. So it bisects BC. So OM is the perpendicular bisector of BC. Alright. So automatically BM equals MC. This is the first equation. Now taking the outside circle, we have AD is the chord of the outside circle, alright, and OM, similarly O is the means for concentric circles the center is equal, so O is the center of this outer circle also, and OM is the line which is joining the chord AB for the outer circle also. So it divides it into two equal segments, that is AM equals MD. OM is the perpendicular bisector of AD also. So AM equals MD. AM equals MD. Since AM equals MD and BM equals MC, so we got equation 1 and 2. Now subtracting 1 from 2. So AM minus BM equals MD minus MC. We got AM minus BM is AB and MD minus MC is CD. So AB equals CD. AB equals CD, hence proved. I hope it is we got this problem. It is very simple. Just we proved by the main theorem which we proved earlier. We proved this problem. We had to prove AB equals CD, hence we proved it. So I covered the chord properties of circle. After this, in the second part, we will cover the arc properties of circle. So thank you for your cooperation.